Hi, I'm Farouk Kawaja, and I'm with retired Colonel Burl Randolph with MyWingman, and we're going to talk to Colonel about his company and what legacy is all about. So, Colonel, first of all, thank you for stopping by and talking to us for a few minutes.
Thank you for having me here, Farouk.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your company. Tell me a little bit about the vision behind what made you want to start a company like this, and a little bit about legacy.
Okay, so MyWingman LLC is a leadership and management consulting company.
Mm-hmm.
We specialize in coaching relationships, mentoring programs. We also offer writing services, government contracting, and corporate training. And so the vision behind it was the idea that everyone needs a partner for life's journey. Of course, you've been in the military, you know, you're very familiar with the concept of battle buddy, wingman, and it's just an extension from that. And the same thing occurs in the civilian world. And so 3 years ago after I retired, I thought, what can I do that wouldn't be dramatically different from what I had been doing and had some consistency? So I'm a doctor of management organizational leadership, and so I wanted to take my 32 years of military experience and put that to good use in the civilian practice. And so I'm not doing anything really any different than I did when I was in the Army. I'm simply doing it in the civilian sector right now.
Okay.
And then, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask you, why legacy? Why not purpose? Why not goal setting? Why not, why choose that term, if you will?
Legacy is means something different to everyone. But the one thing that I noticed was that men, women, executive leaders get to be about 50, 60 years old, and they start talking about or thinking about what they want to leave behind. And the best example I can use for legacy is that my previous barber, whenever I was in the shop, anyone who came in, he'd introduce me. And finally, one day he went, "Colonel, I'm sorry. I don't remember your first name." And I said, "Okay." He said, "I don't remember your first name because I always call you Colonel." And I thought, well, there's a reason for that. Because a legacy isn't something you leave. A legacy is something you live. And so for my time in the military, my legacy was as a colonel. That's what I left the military as. But you meet people on the street, you meet people in settings like this, they ask you, what do you do? How long did you do it? And it's like, oh, you're a retired colonel. And so some people don't even know my name, but they know I'm a colonel. So that changes the expectation. So that reminded me that my legacy that I started in the military didn't stop when I left the military. It's now part of what I do, much like you, Farouk, because I know you were in the military.
Oh, yes,
so
of course.
you're in the military just like many people do. You serve your country. Thank you for your service. And it's Veterans Day is on Friday. But as a good friend of mine said, the military is just a chapter. It's not the entire book.
Of course.
And so that was part of your legacy, and you built on from there.
Sure. So what would you say to someone, because, okay, 5 years ago, or probably now 6 years ago, I would say, I had my midlife crisis,
Yes.
if you will.
Yeah.
Not knowing what to do,
Yeah.
not knowing where to go, where to turn, it was kind of like my shot at entrepreneurship didn't go the way I wanted or planned. What would you say to someone like that is just a little out of sorts or not sure what to do with their life at a midlife point, if you will?
First thing I would say is find a coach, because again, we all go through midlife crisis. I mean, that's just the way it is. We all go through that, and sometimes a coach can stand back and see things about you that you can't see about yourself, because a coach covers your blind spot. When you watch NFL on Sunday, all those football players know how to play football. They're making millions of dollars. It's a refinement of knowledge. However, they need that head coach to cover that blind spot, refine their knowledge, and give them feedback they can't give to themselves.
Yeah, that's a really great point. So you would be kind of like someone's coach, if you will, in understanding, okay, you're not doing this correct. Like a football coach would talk to maybe an offensive lineman about his stance, about understanding, well, you're not really doing this right, or maybe you want to look at this part of your life. Because, at Mandala, we look at everything,
Yes.
as far as understanding what a person's going through, even their sleep habits,
Yes.
their addiction to technology,
Yes.
all of these things kind of play a role. How would you attack that kind of person, because we are constantly distracted.
Yes.
And we're constantly distracted to a point where we lose focus on what our legacy might be.
Well, the first thing I would do is I would get you refocused back on you. As I told you, I'm in the doctoral program, and of course I have a mentor, not necessarily a coach, but the two most important words she gave me 2 years ago was stay focused. And so you can't coach a company, you only coach people because it's a relationship. And so what I normally do is I have you do an analysis of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. I don't tell you you're right or you're wrong because, again, you're the expert in your field. I'm simply helping you refine the knowledge that you already have and lead you to the conclusions that maybe you knew them, maybe you didn't. Maybe they were deep down inside and you figured people would laugh at you if you brought them to the surface. But I encourage you to bring those things out because I can't help you with your business if I can't help you.
Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So, tell me this. What in this kind of aspect of your, after your military now and kind of transitioning yourself, what made you decide to want to get into doing this kind of thing?
Well, again, it's just an extension of what I already do. My last assignment prior to coming here, my thing is, my purpose, if you will, is mentoring. I love mentoring. My master's degree is in mentoring. My dissertation is on mentoring. That's what I do. And so it allows me to stay focused and helping leaders design legacies that last. Again, it's a design. If it's building, that's sort of like an engineer. And built to last, you remember that old saying, built to last? That means it never fails. But design is more of an art. And so since you're designing your legacy, it's over time. Again, the things you did in the past are things that you can bring forward now.
Right.
My experiences in the military, while they were military, there's civilians that are in the military. DOD is one of the largest employers in the United States.
Absolutely.
So I've worked with civilians, I've worked with our partners overseas, I've worked with all kinds of people. So the principles are they're pretty much the same. But trying to bring that into the business world where it can be a little bit more cutthroat, a little bit more
Absolutely.
unpleasant,
Sure.
may not have the same camaraderie that you have in the military. And so trying to bring those same principles to the civilian world is why I decided to do that and continue on with what I was already doing in the military.
That's really fascinating. So, tell me this: what do you think is the difference between organizational leadership, like leading a company, versus, or understanding how to, create or coach an organization versus coaching an individual? Because I would imagine they're very different animals, if you will.
Yeah, they're very, very different. Like I said before, you can't really, quote unquote, coach an organization.
Right.
You coach an individual. So I started with CEOs. And
Okay.
as you said, you've been in the military, so it really does start at the top and go down. It really is leadership. And what I found when I was coaching, or when I do coach executives, you're leading by example. So if Farouk, who is the leader of this organization, is comfortable being coached by Burl, hey, that means that I should be comfortable being coached by Farouk or anyone else in the organization.
Okay. Okay. And would you say that there's anything specific that you would like to leave, like as far as people understanding, what would be a main thing that you would always say that this is something people should understand when working with me, being Burl, that they take away from your coaching or your leadership?
Well, I'll say it in the words of many of my clients, that I will hold you accountable to the things that you want to do. I will never hold you accountable to what I want because I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. So as we design that legacy that lasts, that's my whole purpose. That's my entire purpose, to design what you want out of life, what you want out of your business. And I would say Don't think you have to wait until you're 50 or 60 years old to design your legacy. You can start right now because we all have what I would consider innate gifts, things that we're really good at, things that we're really passionate about, things that other people see in us that maybe we don't see in ourselves. Figure those things out as early as you can to help design your legacy.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll end our presentation, or our interview. And Burl, thank you for joining us. It was great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. For more information about Mandala Integrated Medicine, you can visit our website, mimqc.com, or you can give our office a call at 833-GUT-WELL. So that's GUTWELL. Colonel, if you could tell us how we could find out more information about your organization and yourself.
Sure. You can visit my website at www.mywingmanllc.com. You can also call my toll-free number at 866-242-2260. I'm also on Facebook under Colonel Burl. You can also contact me at my email address, Burl, B-U-R-L, at mywingmanllc.com. I'm also on Twitter as Colonel Burl, and I'm also on LinkedIn under my own name, Burl Randolph Jr.